Welcome back to Wormhole Extremists. My name is David. I'm with Nicole
Hello.
and Evie,
Hello.
and he has one lump. This is Disclosure, SG1
Disclosure.
617, with Gary
Mm.
Chalk and Pierre Chang from Lost.
Yeah.
Yes, your favorite.
Yes, namaste and good luck.
So, so I was going to say that the Japanese title of this episode is also wonderfully straightforward. It's Space Information Disclosure Conference. So they got right to the point, but you gotta love it. And this episode was written by Malotzi and Mully, and I believe Joe and Paul were initially unenthusiastic about writing a clip show, but found the process interesting as they started working on it.
This is a big
Um,
deal. The
it is a big deal.
governments of the world, we think it's just the ones in this room, but apparently there
Hmm.
are other governments involved as well. Canada, in particular, by the time of Heroes, or excuse me, by the
Yeah.
time of Lost City, and then by the time of season 8, it's a number of different governments. It's a worldwide consortium
Mm,
of different U.S. Governments because of the Atlantis
yeah.
expedition.
Exactly. So I wanted to just touch on these three ambassadors. So they are played by Martin Evans for Britain, Paul Batten for France, and Francois Chow, obviously, as China. All three actors have actually appeared in MacGyver episodes with RDA and director William Garrity, who directed this episode, which I thought was kind of cool. And Martin and Francois actually shared an episode that also featured Bill Dow.
Mm.
And while Martin and Paul have since left acting, it sort of seems, Francois continues to, expand his career in roles like in the Penguin, The Expanse, Nicole's favorite Chuck, and of course your favorite
Woo.
Lost.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's it.
So I do, you know what? I'm sitting here and I'm like "Bleh," about everything, but this episode's actually all right because it is quite interesting and cool to see everybody, getting
Hmm.
down to business and talking about finally announcing to the world what the hell we've been doing behind everyone's backs. So
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
This table
So
will be seen in
this
Atlantis.
it
yeah,
will
well,
be, and
yeah.
and also Memento apparently
Yeah.
as well. This episode actually stands out as one of the only two, I think, in the series where Hammond appears without SG1.
Whoa.
This is true.
Yeah. So, someone on Reddit actually questioned the strategic wisdom of revealing the Stargate program at this point in the timeline. Do you think Earth was sort of ready for even this level of disclosure?
Ooh, that's a
I
great
think
question.
I think that
Because,
they had to.
well, I mean, like we are obviously facing like active global threats,
Yeah.
but like our defensive capabilities are sort of limited, so it's like they're coming.
Panic.
We
A
can't
great
Yeah.
really help
question
it.
is what prompted this.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
yeah.
that's a fair. Oh, him shooting. O'Neill shooting is in the opening
Yeah.
credits now for this.
Hmm.
The incident with the Beliskner could
Yep.
only have been kept everyone silent for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's only
Uh,
so many times that you can say it was a weather balloon.
yeah, exactly. 4chan, not full 4chan doesn't exist at this point. There are conspiracy websites that are talking about this thing, and I'm sure a number of the
Yeah.
governments are like, okay, what's going on? And
Yeah.
Hmm.
so we've got a presidential administration in the next year or so that's wrapping up its term, and it probably wants
Yes.
to get a few things taken care of along the way. Emmett Bregman is a later one. This one is definitely one
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Just really quickly, guys, there's a goof. You'll see it says dial up protocol on the bottom of the screen
Instead
instead
of
of
dial
dial
up. Oh
up.
my God, that's so bad.
Um,
Goofgate.
so um It's a really obvious one too. So this episode actually uses 21 clips from 19 previous episodes, with recycled footage making up 33.27% of the runtime. Yes, I did the math. This
Brilliant.
is the third clip show in 6 seasons following Politics and Out of Mind, with Inauguration and Citizen Joe yet to come. However, it's sort of a little bit like it's not very typical of a clip show because it actually kind of advances the series mythology by
Huge.
focusing on the political landscape of the Stargate program.
Yeah.
And it kind of uses that past footage to build a narrative.
Well, disclosure could be argued as moving forward with Ronnie Cox's Senator Kinsey's story too.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's very true. I was going to say as well, there's something to consider. When the Alpha Gate was discovered in Giza in 1928, Britain still had a pretty significant influence in Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
So wouldn't you think that the British would have known about the Stargate?
I think that they would have had a really
Yeah.
strong indication of what's going on there. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a very good
I
point.
mean, like we were shipping we had a lot of Americans coming over through the UK in order to like go and like, you know, defend Europe.
Yeah.
And so if you've got like the Americans going to the UK and then going down to Egypt, it's kind of like a bit sus.
It's a
So-
fair point.
So, Chekhov just said that the events of Nemesis happened 2 years ago, but going by the air dates, it actually happened 3 years ago.
Good point.
Yeah, that's fair.
And this episode really puts into a straight line which gate is where. They've confirmed that yes, the original Alpha
That's
Gate
true.
is now back in Cheyenne Mountain. The other one's been blown up.
Yeah.
You know, so anyone who was playing Who's Got the Stargate now definitively knows if you weren't paying excruciatingly close attention.
That is very true. Yeah, I guess that's the good thing about this is they are recapping the most important bits of the last couple of seasons, and making sure that we have the timeline accurate, I guess, and the flow of events.
Yeah, this is always really helpful for like, yeah, I like recap episodes because there are moments of the show that I hadn't watched at the time. So I was
That's
like,
a
oh, what's
good
that?
point. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really weird.
Under lease from the Russian government, who just got it out of the ocean floor and then said, "It's mine."
Find us keepers.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fair.
The Rostov
So-
explosion.
Yeah.
Is that was that the Russian Foxtrot submarine?
I think it is. I think
Yeah.
it's sort of like a spoilers, Davis. You're giving away some spoilers.
Let's see here. Rostov explosion.
Oh, guys, brace yourself.
Ah. Hmm.
Here he comes to wreck the day.
Oh gosh. And his guitar
I
is
think,
just off screen.
Yeah, that's so nice.
I think Kinsey saying that he's coming from the hill has such a great double meaning, like both Capitol Hill and the metaphorical high ground that he
Yeah.
thinks he's standing on.
It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground.
His smug face.
I often wonder, and it's something that I've been meaning to ask Cooper or some of the others. I think that the episode would have been interesting just having these guys talk the entire time. Would it
Yeah.
have been saving the budget to just have film an entire hour just discussion of the circumstances of the Stargate and what this means? Or how much money are they really saving by switching over to clips?
Yeah, I think it's probably more.
They've already got
that-
everyone here.
Yeah, I guess, but I think even like with my memory, I can't remember specific events sometimes and like the order in which they happen. So sometimes I need that like visual cue
That's
to
true.
remind me. So I think they've done that probably not just to save money, but just to like jog the memory of the watcher.
Fine, let's not use this
yeah.
episode to bring people up to speed. Let's use this episode to spend an hour saying for the past 5.5 years we have been lying to the governments of the world, or at the very least not telling them what's going on. Is that not worth an episode of interest? Could they
That's
not
true.
have done
Yeah,
it
that's
with
a
the
good
people in
point.
this room?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
was
it's a good point.
disappointed that we didn't spend more time with them because all these guys were that interesting to me.
I agree, actually. I'm not. So that's the thing with disclosures. There are elements of it I do enjoy, which is I do like the stuff in the room.
The premise
but
is
it
important.
mainly a clip show.
Yeah,
It's so
yeah.
important. It's a huge part of the show. You know, it's the next step of everyone finding out about the Stargate program. You know, like one day
So-
they will have to go public.
We missed a bit of a goof. So there was a bit of a production error in Major Davis's presentation. His model actually shows a Hatak with a four-sided pyramid, but the actual vessels have three
Yeah,
sides.
it's true.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, you can kind of see it. It looks like it has four sides. Anyway.
Ah, the Elcash. Mhm. Oh,
The
Tanith,
look
you
of
pain.
vengeance on Tilk's face.
Yeah. Hmm.
To be fair, the clips are very tight.
Yes, they could be
They are
way longer
I
in a
feel
bad way.
like they're integrated so well into the story. I kind of sometimes forget that this episode is a clip show.
Yes.
I think Joseph Malozzi basically said that the clips were specifically chosen, obviously, to highlight specific incidents of government cover-up over the past couple of seasons, and they're obviously very relevant to the story. So I don't notice them as heavily as, say, is it Out of Mind?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Although I
because
think
that
the
one I found to be
this
more of a snooze fest.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's another one of those where the premise is strong enough on its own that I wouldn't have really needed clips.
Yeah,
No.
true. Yeah,
Talk
I
about how the
agree.
world has changed and then pull the rug out from under them.
Agreed. The clip show made it weaker.
One of the best shots from the entire
It's the hot
series right
tokra.
here.
The hot
It is very
tokra.
good.
The
No.
first times we
The
see
hot
the troop
tokra,
transport.
Yeah.
The troop transport was mentioned, but I don't think we saw it in The Fifth Man.
No.
So I
Yes.
think, I was gonna say, I think like forget Naquita as like a natural power source. I think his smugness could literally power a Hatak vessel just all on its own.
Like the way the Ori, like,
Right,
the
right.
light
Worship.
and make power.
This one is powered by
Yes.
smug, ladies
Smugness.
and gentlemen. 100%.
He'll be
I
his own
think
god.
exactly. I think what makes Kinsey such an effective antagonist is that beneath his like self-serving agenda,
He's
his
not wrong.
arguments kind of hold
Yeah.
weight.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Set
Like-
aside the self-serving portion there for a minute. Rob Cooper has always said Kenzie's not wrong. They really
no,
are
he's not
winning by
wrong.
the skin of their teeth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like that he totally has some valid concerns about like Earth attracting more powerful enemies. Even if we know like his motivations are like purely political.
Doesn't even
He's making sense.
It doesn't even have to be just enemies. Like, remember when we almost died to the black hole? Like, that was mental.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And to
So
be
I
fair,
think,
the
like-
SGC has covered up the foothold situation.
Yeah.
That was
They
an
really
embarrassment.
And he brings that up, which is kind of surprising, seeing as it was kind of hidden
Covered up,
away. But it
yeah.
might be because he's he's renewed his connections with the NID.
Well,
He's
But
also,
like basically,
he nearly
he's,
got assassinated from the devices
Yeah.
from that foothold situation, so you'd have to find out.
Yeah,
you know?
that's a good point.
that's true. That's a good point. But yeah, I mean, he's like he's reaching the right conclusions, but for all the wrong reasons.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like a lot of politicians.
Just in a nutshell, yeah.
Scary slick face.
Slick face.
I love Anubis so much. He's just so
I want to
bad.
get David Palfy on the show.
That
We
was
had
Oh,
great
please do.
conversations. Yeah.
You interviewed him for Gatewell, didn't you?
I did.
Like a while
Yeah,
ago. Yeah,
yeah,
I think
an
I
hour-long
think I did
conversation.
watch
It was
those.
great guy.
great family too.
Erica Durance, yeah. Their
Absolutely.
kids are gorgeous. They're on Instagram.
I bet they are.
Yeah.
I mean, their parents are stunning.
Yep.
Yeah. Lois Lane is their mum. Like, come on.
Lois Lane.
Dear, oh dear, yeah.
Oh, that's right, the asteroid. I've seen this one. It hits Paris. There are a couple of times in the show where it just stretches credibility a little thin. The wire cutting was one of them. It's like, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
Ridiculous.
What are the odds that he could cut them in that sequence and not detonate the thing?
There was something interesting, actually. The way that I've always thought about it is Daniel says something about the ancients, right? About how like they can't get involved, and how you know, and how
others, yeah,
and how the Ori have always gotten involved, and how they're like awful. And he says, I think he says to Jack or someone at some point where he's like, "Did you ever think that we were being like helped out? Like someone up there was looking out for us?" And I like to think that somewhere along the way, like not necessarily just Omer, like lots of ancients along the way was sprinkling little bits of luck into the characters to help them win the day.
You think so, huh?
I kind of like
2010?
that.
You know, they didn't exactly get help. They had to fix the timeline themselves after we just
That's
handed
true.
ourselves over to the Ashen.
But hey, you don't know. Maybe the ascended beings did something to help a little bit, like even the tiniest thing.
Or they saw that
know.
ultimately that would be fixed that way anyway.
Yeah, that's
Maybe,
the thing. That's why
yeah.
I do think that they've been kind of helping along the way, and I think Daniel around season 9 starts sitting there going like, "Oh yeah, I don't, you know, we're alone now."
So you think that the ancients, that the others actually were involved?
I think the ancients the whole time have been slightly helping. So the credibility that they're sitting there watching Jack do things like cut the wires and do all these silly things.
Interesting.
I feel like someone's been watching over them, not just Omer, you know?
So, back to the episode.
Hey, the episode.
So the Chinese ambassador's advocacy for government transparency seems to contradict China's actual policies of the time.
Absolutely.
And as one Redditor noted, these comments were likely less about genuine transparency and more about calculated negotiation tactics.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, his comment hasn't aged well.
Well, they're all using their perspectives accordingly. You know, I mean, Kenzie's going to be smarmy. I'm sure all of these politicians have a skeleton or two. You know.
Damn right we did.
Raj Luthra, he says, I do not remember hearing the United Nations being mentioned, but I still think they're aware on some level. That's a good question. I don't know if the IOA and the United Nations have any communication.
Yeah.
This is one of my pet peeves, where the digital Stargates are not correct on both sides. They both have a front-facing side, and it's like, come on, guys. The inner track cannot be seen all the way through. It is not a mirror. The back of the Stargate has a back. This continues in Atlantis as well.
That's true. Yep.
For a lot of shots, not in the pilot. Rainmaker got the pilot correct, but later on. Well, you know what? I'm kind of wrong about that. The back of the okay, so the back doesn't have the glyphs. I guess it's facing the other way. But when it was dialing, you know what? Screw it. Doesn't make any sense.
No, I see what you're saying.
They were at least good enough to animate the puddle correctly.
So with the spinning, that's the thing that threw me off. When I was a kid, I was like, why the hell is that spinning? Because I hadn't seen the black hole episode.
Oh, you didn't know. Okay.
So I remember sitting there being like, what the hell does putting a Stargate in the middle of a sun gonna do?
And how does Henry Boyd's team survive that?
Yeah.
What's this coming?
So Hammond like delivering that line about arrogance being a fatal flaw while side-eyeing Kinsey, like he knew exactly what he was doing. He understood the mission.
Here we go.
Good
transition too.
That is good, yeah.
Let's just show a clip of our badassery. And they do this again with Malak.
They do. Oh, I love that one.
So he's trying to swat the sensor away.
It's like, just move, bro.
Like he would be smart enough to look down and see, what is this bothering me on my chest? It is a beam of light being shot at me. I feel something here.
the thing is, right? Human beings, we can't just bury our heads in the sand, or everything we've ever discovered would just not be, you know? So, I mean, as annoying as it is to constantly have the threat of impending doom, it's important. Stargate, gotta go look.
Mm-hmm. And oh, by the way, we've got something much bigger now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just slowly building up to being like, yeah, we have our own attack ship.
Our own whole ship, yeah.
You guys
Going by
don't.
size.
Yeah. Like, they don't have anything nearly that advanced like any other country, which is what's so, like, it is kind of messed up that America's got all this stuff, and it's like, thank God they're not using it on anyone else.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, Francois is not very impressed about the whole thing.
No. I mean, I wouldn't be.
Which is fair. Because
It's
it's a
kind of
lot
like
of power for one nation to have.
it's kind of like the whole nuke situation, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, like everyone's got nukes, so everyone's like, okay, we're good. We're all on a
But
level
we're not going to
field.
use them. Yeah.
That's the thing. It's nice to have everything balanced so that we're all like, hey, we could kill each other, but we're not going
We
to.
could, but we're
like
not.
that. Yeah. So because we have a ship and they all don't, it's extra threatening. It's like, oof.
I love this shot. This was so cool.
Me too.
Phasers.
Yeah.
Shopping mall in the back left corner there.
Yeah.
I love the way that's cool. And check.
Cool and check.
And check.
No phases. Sorry. I love Redemption. It's so good. It's such a
See
damn
the
good
camera
time.
rig and his reflection.
I did a little bit.
Yeah.
Goofgate. The thing that I really just love about Redemption is the fact that I never saw it coming. Them just going, hey, let's just yeet it into space.
Yeet means throw.
Yeah, in this case.
Basically, yeah.
You can yeet yourself by moving fast. So
you guys probably already knew this, but Francois Chow is actually Cambodian. He's not Chinese.
He's from Cambodia.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And he actually plays another Chinese ambassador in 24.
Oh, wow. Okay. He's just got that look.
he's got that type, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
he's
Eric
he's
Avari.
a damn good
He can play
actor.
anything.
Yeah.
Yes.
We've got JS and Ben Moltz, two new people, I think. Ben Moltz says we can't see camera. Yeah, we don't have our cameras on during this.
Not for this.
Not during the episodes.
Yes. It's just like commentary
Yep.
as you watch the episodes at home.
Yeah.
We'll
Which
be
is
back,
great,
though.
and I can pick my nose or something and no one will see it. So
That's it. And eat it.
Yucky.
It made me think of those jelly beans, the ones that you can get all the nasty flavors of.
Oh, the Bertie Bott's every flavor.
Yeah. Ugh. Oh, look,
not a jelly
bean person.
is the big guy. Neither am I. Is the big guy. Oopsie poopsie.
No guardrails.
Honestly, it makes me so angry.
No.
Guards.
It's like looking at the damn ships in the Empire and
Railless
Star Wars
guards.
Yeah.
because they have all
Yes.
those stupid holes in their hangars and no guardrails.
Yeah, no.
Safety's not a big concern for the Empire.
No. If you fall, it's your fault.
Exactly.
I was surprised to see that Palpatine had rails around those big holes that he eventually gets thrown down.
Mm-hmm. But there was a railing there, I think.
Yeah, there was. That's what I'm saying. I'm surprised there were railings.
Right, yeah.
Right there.
I guess, yeah, this is a great
Yeah.
moment that they're pointing out here. We're coming to you with this information freely rather than in, the thralls of an
keep hiding it.
emergency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the English guy's pretty chill about it, which makes sense because, like, we're besties with the States. So,
Dan Ben,
Mi
apparently
casa
the only
es sin
time
casa.
the word United Nations was used is Stargate and the Torment of Tantalus. Are you sure about that? Wasn't in Lost City as well?
United Nations of the
Because
Stars.
Weir has worked with the UN.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Maybe. Yeah. Your compromise is great, Kinsey.
Slap
Well,
him.
he's getting everyone to sit down.
Yeah. Hammond's like, what suspicious crap have you
Yeah,
got up
what's
your
going on here?
sleeve?
I've got an
Yeah,
Asgard in my back
exactly.
pocket. You go and do your thing. Which was one of the greatest reveals.
There's like, it's like, I guess, rich irony in Kinsey basically advocating for, NID control of
Yeah.
the Stargate program, considering that they just tried to assassinate him for planning to expose their corruption. So either he has a very short memory or like he's already cut some sort of deal with them.
Mm.
Nah, mate.
Even Major Davis is like, they just tried to kill you, dude.
Yeah.
I think he's trying to get back in their good graces.
They must have something on him.
Lol, get
Enough
called
to
out.
have him shot.
Mm.
To be fair, rogue agents is a great excuse. There's rogue agents everywhere.
Nicole, are you a rogue agent?
Clearly.
Ah.
I've actually got like 3 other secret Stargate podcasts that I'm running without you guys.
That's funny.
Personal prejudice.
Yeah.
JS said, what would a British Daedalus class ship be called? Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
It'd be called
The Edmund
got it.
Fitzgerald.
I've got it.
oh, what do you think?
Paddington.
The Paddington.
The damn bear.
Oh, that's funny.
Did you have one, Evie?
Yeah, but it slipped out of my head.
Oh no!
It'll come back to me.
Well, if you've got an Australian one, gimme.
Yeah, it'd be something like something political. So it'd be like the Bob Hawke or something. I don't know.
And Edmund Fitzgerald was an American business executive, so definitely not British. So I'm wrong about that.
Or do you just
It
double check
does
the
sound
facts?
British.
Yeah, it does sound very bootstraps. Yeah.
A bit pompous.
Yes.
Urius Tosh said, wasn't he in Lost as well? Yes, he was. Yep.
Who's that?
What's his name? The guy who Evie pointed out in the episode.
The guy
character's
Evie
name.
pointed out in the episode.
Evie said one of the actors is in Lost, and I
Okay.
think it's the Chinese ambassador. Is it
Oh,
that one?
Correct.
yeah, we're talking about Francois Chow.
He's in a lot of episodes.
I thought I was talking about someone else. Yeah. Namaste and good luck. All comes down to SG1.
Honestly, I don't. So what? Their weapons confuse me, right? Because Teal'c, so they're not killing, right? Because that's why Teal'c's got a puny little zap. But then why the hell, Jack and Sam packing the big guns, and Daniel's got some puny pistol?
To each of their abilities.
Yeah.
I just realized that Jack has the cap flipped
Backwards,
up at
yeah.
the back. No, it's backwards, but it's also like the actual
back
bill
at
of
the
the
back.
cap
I
is
never
like
realized.
flipped
That's
Inverted.
silly.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I guess it's so it's not like bothering his neck or something. I don't know.
So based on this, the DHD has no wires connected to the Stargate. It actually is wireless.
Apparently, yeah.
I hate that they duck. It's on its side.
Right?
There's no reason to duck.
Well, I
silly
think
things.
it's like Pavlov's dog. They hear the sound and they're like, "Whoa, we better
They
get down."
panic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If the Stargate
Just
isn't
an
oriented
automatic
properly,
reaction.
who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah. Big ouchie though, because the way they're leaping through at that angle, like they are going to take a tumble on the other side.
Yeah.
Well, there's that guy like dived basically like he starfished it through through the Stargate. That would hurt on the other end.
It's so, you know what? This is nice having this clip show because I get to see Daniel, you know? We haven't seen him
It
in a
is
bit.
nice to see Daniel. Yeah.
Hello, Touchstone.
Yeah, they did. Damn right.
Yeah, so the NID ain't good.
Nah. Urius Tosh said for a clip show, this was as good as it could be. I agree. I think this is the better of the clip shows.
I like
Mhm.
Citizen Joe. I thought Citizen Joe was fun.
Yeah, they all have their own merits. They really do.
Yeah.
Yeah. They got good way to save money in Stargate. You know, the occasional clip show ain't too bad. There are some stinky episodes that aren't clip shows that I wish were clip shows.
That's when you know it's a real stinky episode, when you wish it was a clip show.
Yeah,
When the clip show is the less of the two evils.
literally. Lockwatcher said that our ship, if the Britain had a ship, it should be Wallace or Gromit. Ah, brilliant.
Oh,
New
I
film came
love
out.
that.
I just
Love
heard
it.
about this. I'm very excited.
Feathers McGraw, my favorite villain in all of villain
Oh,
history.
really? Oh, I didn't
Yep.
know that.
He's back.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
My boo.
I literally
boy.
grew up watching Wallace and Gromit.
Me too.
Yep, me three. Oh, he's got the briefcase.
Don't think anyone questions how he got hold of the foothold documents.
Yeah,
They
I'm
just sort
assuming
of brush past it.
because of the fact that he got shot via those, that they just kind of let him know what happened.
I
But-
didn't think
and gave
about
him
it
the
that way,
document.
but that definitely makes sense. Like he might
Yeah.
have dug into why it happened
Like
or
if I
how
got
it
shot, I'd
happened.
be like, "Oi, government, what the hell happened?"
Yeah,
You know, if it was their
maybe.
fault. So
He's not wrong.
no.
No, he's not wrong.
Urius Tosh said Citizen Joe doesn't have Supreme Commander, so I think he's implying it's not as good.
I love how he just throws the pin into the wormhole.
Yeah, he's like, "Eat
Yep.
it, black hole.
Eat it,
Have
yeah.
fun."
Eat it. Hope you
I'm not gonna
choke.
lie. So this is so impressive. So I was once having I had some friends over, right? And I couldn't sleep. So I got up at like 6 a.m. and started watching Stargate, and I put this on. And my friend Deborah
Mhm.
comes down like really tired, but she's like, "Well, I'm awake and no one else is." So she just comes down and starts watching it, and she was like, "When was this made?" I was like 1998 to 99. And she was like, "The graphics are insane." And I was like, "Exactly. Like,
It's
look at that
funny.
CGI."
Mhm.
James Tishner, it's one of his least favorites.
I think it's
He's
excellent.
Not pleased with it at all. He points out a
really?
lot of the yeah. He points
I
out
think it's almost
they were
impossible.
trying all kinds of things to achieve that sequence.
I think it's almost
I
impossible
think-
to achieve it. So good
Yeah.
job.
It's probably just like you can't really be subjective when you're working so closely on the project yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's probably what it was.
100%.
But I think for an outsider, I mean,
Yeah, people who
Facial-
don't know what they're doing.
we're not really looking for all of those inconsistencies.
Facial
so-
replacement right there.
Yeah.
So with this episode, I had never seen this one before, so I remember sitting there going, "What the hell? What was that?"
Yeah, what's happening?
Yeah, it was so weird.
Just like every time you mention the order in which you watch Stargate, it stresses me out.
Do you cry
Very
inside?
bizarre.
I do.
Hey, you want to hear how bad that is? I watched Lost out of order because of my dad. I'd come back
man.
like a few days later after going to my mum's for a bit and be
What a
like,
mess.
wait, how did they die? You know? So
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
figured that wouldn't matter as much because wasn't like Lost like pretty all over the place anyway.
yeah, but when someone gets killed off, it's quite annoying.
It has
Mhm.
its own internal narrative.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
They are pretty weird looking.
Yeah.
They
Well,
look
it
like they
sounds like
belong
it
in
says
Doctor Who.
now. One of them sounds like it says now.
Yeah.
He's talking in fish.
How dare you? I'm assuming that's him counting down or something, or saying screw you.
Yeah, probably.
counting
Yeah.
down? The thing that I don't like is when it cuts back after the explosion, you can still see a little bit of them still standing there. No explosion.
really?
Yeah. Yeah, I notice it every time. I looked for it right there.
They're
Oh,
still
you see the
standing there?
feet, don't you, or something?
You see their legs and like their a bit some of the
Yeah,
chests.
I think we
Yeah,
mentioned it during the episode.
I think we did. Yeah, look, guys, we're all keeping secrets, all right?
Yeah, like the
But this is a
program isn't
doozy.
perfect.
Yeah.
It is a pretty doozy.
This is the thing of like, so when I think about this, I think about the X-Files and how David Duchovny, I think, once said that he was like, oh, I don't believe, or it might have been Chris Carter, but I think it was David Duchovny, I don't know. They were saying how they don't believe in aliens because they were like, the government would not be able to keep a secret like that.
You think so?
Not completely. Yeah, because the thing is, right, when you think about it, the amount of things that leak, like, as in, they could maybe keep it a secret from us, but like
Yeah.
all the other countries in the world, and then they'd like use it against each other. I just feel like it's such a can of worms. Like, if aliens did exist in the X-Files universe, it wouldn't be able, the American government couldn't hide it. I feel like they'd have to do what they're doing now, which
The
is
number
share it with
of
everyone.
people who have died in the orbit of certain politicians
Yeah.
are pretty outrageous. And
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
okay, what's going on? There's a lot that we don't know about.
Yeah, but I do believe there's a level of like something somewhere will come out along the way, and it's too hard to keep certain secrets.
So I think why we've been sort of conditioned to be sort of wary of Russia and Chekhov, I think his role in this episode is quite brilliant. Like, he shows the delegates a pragmatic view of the program. Like, why risk your own citizens
Right.
and resources when America's going to do all the heavy lifting?
Yeah, he's already
And I
getting a
think it,
slice
like-
of the pie.
Exactly. It let them explore,
Yep.
let them explore and take the hits. And
yeah,
our nations will
let them
reap the
exploit
benefits,
us.
basically. Yeah.
Well, we've earned him as an ally at this point, so it makes sense.
Took us a while.
You know, it sure did. So
Jacob said Nicole watching Lost Out of Order is like Diablo 2 on hell level of difficulty. Yeah, I live life on the edge.
that's funny. Why? It's like, what's the point of watching
I
Lost
know.
Out of Order? Lost
blame
is
my
already
dad.
narratively out of order in many
I
respects.
watched Prison Break out of order as well. Blame him
No,
too.
why would you do that?
It's him. It's his fault. He's a monster.
So you would come home and he would strap you in the chair? Or did you
He-
choose to sit down and continue?
I wanted to watch the TV with him, right?
Well, big mistake.
And he'd skip
So-
episodes without me. So
Okay,
Yeah.
so he'd be watching them in order, but because you didn't spend every day at his house, you'd be watching it out of order. Is that
Yep.
how it worked?
Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'd have to come in and be like, "What the hell happened while I was at school?" Because he'd have watched like 8 hours of Lost by this point. So I'm like, "Oh God, it's half a season." Hi guys.
Their feet were later redesigned.
I wish my feet would get redesigned.
Jeez. I wish we heard them speak more in their language. But a lot of the elements that we heard later on in the show were of recut from the Asgard dialogue in this. And then in Atlantis, when you had Hermione talking in Asgard, it was English, but backwards.
God, Hermione was
that's cool.
Yeah.
so rude. I love him.
The level of sass was like something I
On
really
point.
appreciated.
I love Novak, but she's like, no. Hermione's not gonna like that.
Hermione's not gonna like that.
But then when he's talking backwards at one point in Atlantis, it sounds like he's saying O'Neill, like he's bitching about Jack. Like, I'll point it
Might
out
have
when we
been.
get there.
It was a great addition. I mean, you've got the puppet in a box. Take him out and use
Doing nothing,
him.
yeah.
You know, made it work. That's one of the reasons they brought in the Vanir.
Keep people employed.
Stretch out his strings.
Yeah, stretch out his strings.
But honestly, though, the standing up, like, if Jack actually pulled on that hand to get a helping hand up, they'd pull the guy over with
No,
him.
he's not. He's just standing.
Yeah, thank God. Thank God.
And an interesting nod. I think that was done in anticipation of our final, our final
Oh, yeah.
participants.
Preparing us.
Ah.
Dan Bed said TV show Firefly was shown out
It
of order.
sure
Yes.
was.
I had no problems there then, did I?
Deliberately.
Yeah.
All good on that front.
Here we are.
Here he comes to save the day. So, Joe Malozzi admits that the inclusion of Thor was a way to smooth things over with the Allies.
Well, how do you one up
Yeah.
Kinsey's? I mean, Kinsey, he's got the full house. You know,
It's a
in
good
more ways than
checkmate.
one. So right.
Yeah.
I mean, we're mixing our apples and oranges in analogy, but yeah. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, suck it. Also, hi, Michael Shanks.
Yes.
He's back in more ways than one this
Oh, here we
episode.
go.
And next week and the week
It's
after
the
that. Oh, here we
finger.
go.
Lol. Definitely in jest.
So the
How
raising
hard
of
was
your
it
fingers,
to do that?
I think, like, creates like this perfect moment. It's like two lines with nothing between them, yet somehow it feels almost like Thor's channeling Jack's classic read between the lines attitude.
Yeah, very
Yeah,
much so.
he's bringing the
O'Neill,
sass.
2 L's.
And
All right, I'll
Thor
sit
is
back
like
down now.
coming in with the ultimate character reference for Hammond, right?
Yeah, the thing is, we're using Prometheus to help humanity. It's not to be used on our neighbors, and that's it, you know. But it is only fair that everyone gets their own toys.
Well, we've proven that when push comes to shove, you know, if you look at the road not taken, we can use them on our neighbors.
Yeah, we just
Yeah.
and everyone should have their own. Balance it out. Like the nukes. Everyone just get your own collection.
Share the nukes.
Jane Knight is here. Hi, guys. Yeah, when the alien that's really advanced and has all the technology tells you that America should stay in charge, then shut up and suck it.
Mm-hmm.
I like this song. The song gets reused a lot, and I love it. It was in Redemption. It comes up again in Homecoming. This music really makes me feel. Sorry, David.
Mm-hmm.
You can't hear it.
It is a very moving.
It warms my heart.
And that's a great nod.
Amazing.
That's a great nod from Kinsey.
Yeah.
Well, that
right,
final
we
comment
won.
is
Suck it.
kind of revealing. Like, he treats it like he just lost a hand of poker.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I think
You've won
it
this
really
round.
shows-
I'll see you next time.
Yeah, I think it really shows that for him, this was never about planetary security or ethical oversight. It was just another like political game that he wanted to win.
And sticking it to SG1.
And I think a clip from this clip show would later be featured in Inauguration.
Yes.
And I think though the public disclosure was actually meant to be for the unproduced third SG1 movie, but some fans argued that it should have happened at the start of season 9 rather than bringing in the Ori story.
That would have been interesting last 2 years.
Yeah,
for sure.
I don't mind the aura though, but yeah.
They could have done both.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that was disclosure.